Hey guys, Manny back here with another review on the CascadeScents fragrance station. And I think this one is going to be super relevant because Valentine's Day is fast approaching. This is the most romantic scent that I could think of in terms of what I should review. So here it is. It's Lyric Man by the House of Amouage.
Released in 2008 with its female counterpart Lyric Woman, Lyric Man by the Omani fragrance house Amouage is classified as an oriental spicy and is the house's flagship rose-based fragrance for men. Note-wise, the top contains bergamot and lime, middle notes are that of rose, angelica, orange blossom, galbanum, nutmeg, ginger, and saffron, and the base notes are pine tree, sandalwood, incense, vanilla, and musk. Stage-wise, starting from the opening, wow, you have a lot of citrus here, bergamot for the standard modern citrus sharpness, and lime for uniqueness. Now, more often than not, citruses are super volatile, but not in the case with that lime. Even when it and the bergamot start to dissipate into the background a couple minutes in, it's still fairly strong. As a matter of fact, for me, it forms a unique accord with both the rose and the saffron and the heart too. The vibe I get is super lush, kind of floral, yet powdery, and it's pretty soapy, and I love it. I know Steven from Redolescence mentioned in his review of Lyric Man that saffron can typically provide a soapy vibe like it is in Prada's Amber Pour-Homme, for example. As far as what I get mainly on my skin, number one, the lime and rose's boldness keeps the saffron and potentially other notes from going overly soapy. Number two, the lime and the saffron keep the rose from going overly feminine. And number three, the rose and saffron keep the lime from going overly tropical whatsoever because that would be super out of place. But it even gets better come the dry down, which I don't really experience until the 4 to 5 hour mark. Now, while the lime and rose are still fairly persistent, the trademark Amouage incense come into play with some musk and a hint of vanilla. It's a not as sharp but sweet kind of fresh incense that this base note combination provides. Then in comes some creamy sandalwood with the rose kind of fading, becoming more powdery as it chimes in. Its entire composition as a result actually makes for a versatile and monstrous performer. Now, as far as the packaging goes, it doesn't get much better than this. Starting with the hardcover box, you have the Amouage crown and the Eau de Parfum man print on top in gold, Amouage lyric and seal on the front in gold too, with the gorgeous rose on black background behind it. And you have the specifications among other information on the bottom below. Bottle-wise, this Amouage has a glossy gunmetal gray cap, which features the standard crown on top and clear Swarovski jewel on the front face. And then you have lyric inscribed there on the sprayer base too. Moving down, you have the Amouage seal and font on the face of this gorgeous translucent dark crimson to black bottle. All in all, I think it's a gorgeous package, which brings me to my first rating category in presentation, and here I think Lyric Man deserves a 5 out of 5. I think the total presentation is super opulent, which is standard of Amouage, but this one's super special for me because it looks like a very good representation of what it is inside. Firstly, with the box having a rose flower on it, you definitely get rose out of the juice in the bottle. Secondly, the bottle looks alluringly romantic from going crimson to black, and I think the juice is equally alluring and romantic as well. Not much more left to say here for presentation, again 5 out of 5. Next up is scent, and Lyric Man gets another 5 out of 5. This is a high quality rose based juice that's blended to perfection with a bite of lime for the most part. The fact that they added a really pleasant lime into this stuff in which it's fairly dominant and you know it's there, yet you don't get an out of place tropical vibe whatsoever, I think is really ingenious. You have that Amber Pour-Homme like saffron as well, and now you have a killer combination, which is providing you with a fresh, sexy, and romantic mood. Now again with the rose, yes, it is super notable, but it's also subdued in some sense because despite you knowing it's going to be there, it's actually not aggressive, and it feels like it's just trying to work in harmony with the rest of the beautiful notes, at least from my skin. Can't say enough about this safe rose scent, so again, it's getting a 5 out of 5. The next rating is for performance, and yet again this stuff gets a 5 out of 5. Yeah, you're going to have to wash this one off if you want it gone. We're talking at least 12 hours of overall longevity and 4 to 5 hours of very good projection and sillage. Projection wise, it will definitely fill up a room, and as far as sillage, people will definitely know that you walked by, but I've done either of those things without choking anyone out too, so it's kind of subdued in that sense. Also, I tested this stuff with no more than 2 sprays on my neck and 1 on each of my wrists alone. The stuff just radiates like crazy, so no need to spray your shirt unless you want to potentially choke people out. At the end of the day, no performance complaints whatsoever, it does what I want it to and more, so 5 out of 5 for performance. Next up is versatility, and here Lyric Man gets a 4 out of 5. Now I'm actually contradicting my own winter fragrance starting lineup by saying that Lyric Man is actually versatile because I said it was kind of the opposite as my daring scent in that video. And maybe it is still daring for you because the rose is so notable. But after I tried testing this juice in various situations for review purposes, I've come to realize that this is incredibly versatile for someone like me. The citrus and soapy / powdery qualities again keep the rose from becoming too overbearing. So as long as you're easy on the trigger, this even works for the workplace. Like, it never felt out of place for me there, and it somehow felt right. It's as if people who noticed just kind of took it like anything else that has some aquatic overtones. That being said, because it's still so romantic and opulent smelling at the same time, it's still probably best that you save this for night outs and or date night scenarios. And we're talking any time during the year too. But I do gravitate towards this stuff during the spring or fall, but it'll cut through those cold winters, and its fresh vibes make it not cloying for the summer whatsoever. So season and occasion wise, there is signature potential, but only for a certain type of guy. We're talking a guy typically in his mid-20s to maybe middle age, with a slightly metrosexual edge to him that appreciates the idea of romance outside of just Valentine's Day. So since there are enough guys out there that I think fit the bill of Lyric Man, I think it's a worthy enough receiver for a 4 out of 5 score in versatility. Now my last category is compliments, and Lyric Man gets another 4 out of 5. Now people surprised me with certain compliments when I wore it as my signature scent for the couple weeks I tested this. Anything ranging from "you smell really clean, I like what you're wearing" to "that smells really nice" were among the common comments that I got. Now if I were to use this in a remotely romantic scenario or something close quarter of any sort, my partner would compliment on me and I wouldn't be surprised there. But I'm just surprised to see that it has the potential for solid rapport in non-romantic scenarios too, and I respect that enough to give it a 4 out of 5. Now wrapping it all up, Lyric Man from Amouage has attained a total of 23 of 25 stars. What can I say? It's a fresh romantic rose with a lot of signature potential for the right type of guy. So there's not much more to say here. Now I know that this stuff gets a decent amount of hate or dislike from the male fragcom, mainly for the disdain of its typically feminine main note, but I think it comes across as fairly masculine here. That's because of its, again, modern male qualities besides it. So if I could describe Lyric Man in a few words, it's a rose for the modern man. I think Amouage took a beautiful underrepresented main note in male fragrances and blended it beautifully with a contemporary fresh male fashion, and it just works for me. So if you're remotely interested in a rose-based scent for either a romantic occasion or everyday use, Lyric Man by Amouage might just be the fragrance for you.
And there it is, guys. That about does it for my review of Lyric Man by Amouage. Again, great juice. It is my highest rated fragrance to date, tied with Bleu de Chanel and the one Eau de Parfum. So yeah, you guys know what I think of it. If you guys want to tell me what you think of it, I'd be happy to know if you tell me in the comments section below. Also, if you want to leave me a like if you liked the video, that would be much appreciated. And subscribe if you haven't yet, and so that you can get more great fragrance content. That's about it for me again. Have a happy and safe Valentine's Day, and hopefully I see you next time. Take care. Bye.